Oh, it's time. IAfootball is back, and we've got you covered with everything from the biggest hits to the biggest runs, from in-game highlights to post-game breakdowns.
We are here talking any and all high school football.
From day one all the way to the dome, we've got you covered at IAfootball.
Well, folks, it's time. Week 4 rankings are here. Excited to join you again. I was sick last week, which is why there was no rankings on YouTube. So normally we will be here on Mondays talking high school football rankings. And that is what we are going to do right now. Some quick announcements. Ultimate rankings are coming this afternoon. If your team is not in the top 16, or if you are and you just want to see where each class plays out, again, ultimate rankings are each class ranked down to its exact number. So 36 teams in 5A, 36 teams in 4A, 36 teams in 3A, so on. You are ranked to your exact point. So you can see exactly where the rankers have you in each class. Some big movers from this week. Coon Rapids had a big win. They had played Cam Close. They had a win this week. They move up pretty good. St. Albert, Manson Northwest Webster, Okoboji, a big jumper, and then Carroll with one of the bigger wins of the week. They jump up 10 spots into the rankings. So some of these obviously jump into the rankings. Some of these are just jumping from lower in the rankings to higher in the rankings. So that's the fun thing about the Ultimate Team rankings, is you can see where everybody is in each class. So you can kind of measure up where your district is and the strength of that and whatnot. So we're starting to get a feel of really where these class rankings are. I feel like now is kind of the first time where I feel pretty comfortable saying these teams are about where they should be. There's definitely some still yet to prove just because of who they played, and maybe they haven't played much, but these are getting pretty narrowed down. It's kind of fun to see. Also, YouTube, if you watch team rankings today and you want more content, we have multiple game highlights to go watch. CCA Xavier, Regina Alburnett, I was there. That was a ton of fun. Dowling DCG and Hawkeyes Kennedy. We have one more coming. Nick was at Solon Mount Vernon, and that should be up hopefully today. So plenty of full game highlights to go enjoy so that you guys can kill time if you're a student, if you're in study hall, if you're a coach, just trying to kill some time and enjoy some high school football. We try and get 5 highlights up a week, so that's a fun goal, and we're doing that right now. But let's get into it. Class 5A, really nothing too crazy at the top. I'll say Class 5A, it was kind of a weak slate compared to what we usually see. The biggest win was probably Bettendorf beating Prairie. That was pretty significant. Iowa City West took down a ranked foe in Pleasant Valley. Besides that, it was kind of a lot of beatdowns. So this is where we are looking right now in Class 5A. Some big matchups on the docket this week. Valley, Hawkeyes. We got Dowling and Sep this week. We got Ankeny Centennial this week. We have a lot of big-time matchups this week in Class 5A, so we might see some more shifting when we enter Week 5. So that's all we have for Class 5A. If you want to pause it, go ahead. We're on to Class 4A. Nothing new at the top. Xavier fends off Clear Creek Amana in a really good game. North Polk, holy cow. Their logos are mixed up. I do see that now. I'm catching errors as we go. But North Polk beats ADM. I mean, North Polk has about as good of a 3-game schedule as you could ask. Lewis Central, Newton, ADM. They got 3 top 10, 3 top 8 wins already on their resume. They are looking extremely fierce, and they look like a team to beat. Mason City, I think they sneak into the rankings. I'm pretty sure they're new into the top 16. Congrats to them. But that's what we have for Class 4A. We will move on. Also, Pella North Polk this week. So as if North Polk can't get any easier, their first 4 games are against all teams inside the top 8 of their own class. So North Polk and Pella this week is probably the game to watch in Class 4A. Moving on to Class 3A, new number 1. Congrats to the Solon Spartans. They take down Mount Vernon in, I'd say, convincing fashion. I think Mount Vernon without Jaspers is a big loss, and so they're gonna have to regroup and find new guys to fill that role, and I think they're going to do that. And Nick and I were talking. I mean, we think that's a matchup that we could very likely see down the road, possibly at the Unidome. But Solon, the new number 1 team, they look dominant. Heelan with a big win over Sioux City East, or with a close loss to Sioux City East. I'm sorry. That was a crazy game. I mean, it felt like either team could have won that, and it sucks to see anybody lose a game like that. But Bishop Heelan does lose. They don't get punished. Clear Lake, sneaky, looks really good. They don't jump because I think Heelan losing to Sioux City East, you can't really knock them for that, considering it's a class two, again, a team two class above them. But Clear Lake is looking really good at number 3. That's a really tough team. And as I mentioned, Carroll jumps into the rankings. Sioux Center gets a big jump. Central DeWitt is also a team playing really, really good football. Independence always playing well. They beat Crestwood, and Nevada is another team slowly climbing. So a good amount of shifting here in these Class 3 rankings in kind of the middle, and obviously a new number 1. Solon, the first new number 1 in a class not named 5A. Waukee Northwest held the number 1 spot. That's the first week, first time someone did that in a week in 5A. But Solon, your first new number 1 outside of Class 5A. Everyone else, all the number 1s are hanging on. Speaking of, Kemper Catholic looking really good, beating up on Shenandoah. Boy, Kemper Catholic looks dangerous. They got OABCAG this week, who just fell to Boyden Hull Rock Valley. And then Okoboji had beaten Boyden Hull Rock Valley. So you got to move Okoboji up ahead with Boyden Hull Rock Valley. So this is how it has to look in 2A right now for the time being. Because, I mean, head-to-head has to matter at this point in the season. Now, it's not like week 8 where we know more about these teams. It's week 4. I mean, head-to-head matters right now. And Okoboji is kind of the beneficiary of those head-to-heads of Boyden Hull beating OABCAG. So Boji jumps up. Big one this week, though, in 2A. Van Meter at Woodward Granger. I'm not saying I'm confirming I'm going there, but that's definitely where I'm looking. Iowa plays Friday night, so I need to stay close to Waukee, and that might be my choice if I'm being honest with everybody here. That one looks like a ton of fun. Centerville also sneaks into the top 10. That's their first time getting into the top 10 in our rankings. Mac Murdoch. If you don't know that name, that's a name that you need to know. Young quarterback out there. He's shredding it, and he's completing a high percentage of his passes. I need to go watch some of his film, because that dude's just putting up crazy numbers week in and week out. Western Christian also gets in because of Spirit Lake winning. Western Christian kind of has to jump Central Lyon, Georgia Little Rock, and Spirit Lake. So Spirit Lake just on the outside, but Western Christian kind of the beneficiary of that little upset, and Central Lyon going down. So our rankers are really weighing head to head right now. I can tell you that. That's something that's important to them. So moving on to 1A, Grundy Center hangs on. They beat Dyke New Hartford in a pretty convincing fashion. They got South Hardin in a few weeks. Boy, that one could be a ton of fun. West Lyon just looks dominant. Boy, this top 5 in 1A, you could even extend it to 6 because Trainer looks good too. It is top heavy is 1A. Like, there is no doubt 1A is extremely top heavy. Those top 5 teams are loaded. Trainer right though in there. Hinton just goes and beats Tri-Center and solidifies themselves after losing to MMCRU. That team looks like they could be fun with Friesen at quarterback. Tri-Center, Underwood loses, but still that's a dangerous team. MVAO-COU jumps into the top 10. Boy, an unsuspecting top 10 team preseason, but they have looked good. Manny Cameron is a dog, and they're just beating up on teams left and right, so you got to reward them. West Marshall jumps in after beating Roland Story, the number 2 team in Class 2A, so they look good. Kinnick Gears, I'm hearing good things about him over at West Marshall. Cascade just keeps winning. They beat Monticello. Ogden did lose. They drop out. And then Union jumps into the top 16, another kind of unsuspecting ranked team. They haven't played a ton of competition quite yet, but they're beating everybody, and that's all you can ask for in terms of that. So congrats to Union on cracking the top 16 here. Moving on to Class A. Nothing new really inside the top couple bits. I mean, MMCRU beats Hinton, and Hinton goes and beats Tri-Center. So if that doesn't tell you what MMCRU is like, boy, that team looks dangerous. ACGC jumps back into the top 10. Mount Air did get bumped a little bit after losing to Pleasantville, but still worthy of a top 16 team. And boy, West Fork, North Butler, and Sibley Oshiden. If I'm saying that wrong, please let me know, because that's one of the schools that I don't know how to say. Those are the teams rounding out the last end. Wapsie Valley has looked really, really good. Pekin has looked good. Maquoketa Valley bounces back and beats Beckman Catholic. West Sioux, though, that's a team I want to talk about. They get Blake Wiggins back, who was kind of battling injury last year, and this team looks really good. I mean, it's going to be hard for them to move up just because, I don't know, I feel like those top 5-ish teams aren't really going to lose much, but West Sioux looks like a dangerous team at that number 9 spot. I would not want to get matched up with them at any point in the postseason. They can sling it, and they've been playing really well, and they have some good wins already. So shout out to West Sioux. Moving on to 8-man though, our final game. We're right at around 10 minutes. It's always where I want to be on this. Nothing too crazy. We did have some big matchups, but the higher ranked team won. Iowa Valley beats Montezuma. Nolan Kriegel 10 touchdowns. Only 5 guys have ever done that in 8-man, which is absolutely insane. And Woodbine, I mean, Iowa Valley beating up on Montezuma just shadowed Woodbine beating up on Fremont Mills. That is a huge win. Woodbine, I mean, this top 4 is all undefeated and all looks dangerous. I think you can throw Audubon in that category just because they started lower ranked. They haven't had the room to jump up. Audubon does get Cam this week, though. So if they beat up Cam, that's a red signal right there that they are in that dome contender team. But that top 4, Garrigan, Gladbrook, Iowa Valley, Woodbine, all just looking dominant. And those I'd say are your dome favorites, with Audubon right on the outside, just because they haven't lost. Don Bosco obviously got lost to Iowa Valley, and so did Montezuma. So the 5 and 6 teams only lost to Iowa Valley. So all these teams look good. I mean, you got Camp sneaking on the outside. Waco jumps in. Turkey Valley gets a jump up. Easton Valley and whatnot. GTRA also looks like a fun team. But that is how 8-man shapes out, and that is how all of our classes shape out. Again, if you're bored today, go watch YouTube. Go watch some highlights. Again, it's an easy way to support us. It's totally free. You guys get to enjoy free content from across the state. Maybe learn a little bit more about high school football teams that aren't your own. I can tell you that Regina game was a ton of fun. A lot of points there. So was CCA Xavier. But we appreciate y'all for tuning in. I will see you guys on Wednesday night, or I guess Thursday morning. We record on Wednesday night, but Thursday morning, Locks and Dogs will be here. And you can see how we did last week and how our rankers did. So again, Ultimate Team Rankings out this afternoon, and I will see you guys Thursday morning. See y'all.